Let's start our video with the story of a boy named Daniel. Daniel was eagerly awaiting a special package, a high-tech gadget he had saved up for months to purchase. The anticipation built with each passing day until finally, the delivery was scheduled to arrive. However, the day didn't go as planned. The delivery, handled by a local courier named Jake, arrived damaged. The box was crushed, and the precious gadget inside was shattered, rendering it useless. Daniel was devastated. When he confronted Jake about the carelessness, Jake shrugged it off with a smug grin, claiming it was just part of the job and accidents happen. Feeling wronged and dismissed, Daniel knew he couldn't just let this slide. But rather than seeking immediate confrontation, he devised a plan that required patience and a bit of ingenuity. Daniel decided to turn this incident into a learning opportunity, not just for Jake, but for the entire delivery service. First, Daniel embarked on a mission to understand the rights of consumers when it comes to damaged deliveries. He spent days researching, talking to consumer rights advocates, and gathering information on how to properly address such issues. Armed with knowledge, he prepared a detailed complaint to the courier company, including evidence of the damaged package and Jake's dismissive response. Simultaneously, Daniel launched a social media campaign, sharing his story without naming Jake directly. He focused on the importance of responsibility and care in the delivery industry. The campaign gained traction, resonating with many who had faced similar issues. People began sharing their own experiences, calling for better standards and accountability in courier services. Seeing the negative attention his actions had attracted, Jake started to realize the impact of his carelessness. Meanwhile, the courier company, alarmed by the public outcry and the potential damage to their reputation, initiated an internal investigation. The company discovered that Jake's negligence was not an isolated incident. They decided to implement stricter quality control measures and introduced mandatory training sessions for their employees on the importance of package handling and customer service. Jake was required to attend these sessions, where he was faced with the direct consequences of his actions through first-hand accounts from dissatisfied customers. As part of his plan, Daniel also reached out to the company, offering to collaborate on a workshop for their employees about consumer rights and the importance of their role in ensuring customer satisfaction. Surprisingly, the company agreed, recognizing the value in Daniel's initiative. The workshop was a success, with many couriers, including Jake, gaining a new perspective on their jobs. Jake, who had once taken his responsibilities lightly, began to understand the real-life impact of his actions. He approached Daniel after the workshop, offering a sincere apology for the mishandling of his package and his previous attitude. Daniel accepted the apology, feeling a sense of closure and satisfaction that his efforts had led to positive changes. He had transformed a personal grievance into an opportunity for growth and improvement, not only for Jake, but for the entire courier service. In the end, Daniel's story of revenge was not one of retaliation, but of constructive change. He managed to turn a negative experience into a catalyst for betterment, highlighting the power of knowledge, advocacy, and the willingness to seek solutions that benefit all parties involved. Our second story is of Tom, who was a contractor hired by a well-known phone manufacturing company, tasked with overseeing the production line. He was ambitious but impatient, eager to climb the ladder of success by any means necessary. In his quest for quick advancement, Tom began cutting corners, compromising the quality of the phones to reduce costs and boost his performance metrics. Before long, customers started reporting issues with their phones, batteries failing, screens malfunctioning, and other defects at an alarming rate. The company's reputation began to suffer, and an internal investigation was launched to identify the source of the problem. The investigation quickly pointed to Tom's actions. Instead of owning up to his mistakes, Tom attempted to deflect the blame, spreading false rumors about the company's supposed unethical practices. He claimed the company was knowingly selling defective products, further tarnishing its reputation. What Tom didn't anticipate was the company's dedication to transparency and integrity. The company conducted a thorough audit, which not only exposed Tom's wrongdoing, but also documented the steps the company had taken to ensure product quality, disproving Tom's claims. Faced with undeniable evidence, the company terminated Tom's contract and took legal action against him for breach of contract and defamation. They also launched a public relations campaign to restore their image, openly addressing the issues caused by Tom's actions and detailing the measures they had taken to rectify the situation. Feeling vindicated but still wary of potential backlash, the company didn't stop there. They introduced a new, rigorous quality assurance program and invited tech bloggers and journalists to tour their production facilities. They shared insights into their manufacturing processes, quality control measures, and the steps they were taking to prevent future issues. Tom, now facing legal repercussions and a tarnished reputation, realized the gravity of his actions. He had attempted to undermine a company for personal gain, only to end up exposing his own unethical behavior. The industry he hoped to thrive in now viewed him with distrust, making it nearly impossible for him to find work in the same field. Meanwhile, the company emerged from the ordeal stronger and more respected than before. Their commitment to transparency, quality, and accountability won back the trust of their customers and even attracted new ones impressed by their handling of the crisis. Tom's attempt at revenge against the company for what he perceived as a slow climb up the career ladder backfired, serving as a stark reminder that integrity and hard work cannot be substituted with deceit and shortcuts. The company, through its ordeal, taught a valuable lesson to all its employees and competitors about the importance of maintaining high ethical standards, no matter the challenges faced. Next story is about Kevin, who was deeply in love with his girlfriend, Emma. His feelings for her were so strong that he believed nothing should stand in the way of their love, not even Emma's parents. Kevin's passion, though, crossed lines, evolving into possessiveness and a disregard for anyone he perceived as a threat to their relationship, including Emma's family. One day, Kevin's behavior escalated when he openly disrespected Emma's parents during a visit. He argued with them, falsely accusing them of trying to break them up and speaking to them in a manner that left Emma and her family shocked and hurt. Emma's parents, who had always been kind and welcoming to Kevin, were deeply offended by his actions. Emma, torn between her love for Kevin and her loyalty to her family, tried to mediate the situation, but Kevin's actions had already set the stage for his downfall. Emma's parents, deeply hurt by Kevin's disrespect, insisted that Emma reconsider her relationship with him. They feared for their daughter's well-being, worried that Kevin's controlling behavior was a sign of deeper issues. Emma, reflecting on Kevin's actions and their implications, realized that love should not breed disrespect or fear. She decided that Kevin's extreme behavior and disregard for her family were unacceptable. She confronted Kevin, explaining that his actions had not only hurt her family, but had also opened her eyes to the unhealthy dynamics of their relationship. Feeling betrayed by Emma's stance and unable to grasp the severity of his actions, Kevin pleaded for forgiveness, promising to change. However, Emma, empowered by the realization that love should elevate, not demean, decided to end the relationship. She saw that Kevin's version of love was tainted with possessiveness and disrespect, which was not the kind of love she wanted in her life. The breakup served as a wake-up call for Kevin. He faced not only the loss of Emma, but also the harsh reality of his own behavior. Kevin's extreme actions and the subsequent breakup became the catalyst for a painful but necessary period of self-reflection. He came to understand the importance of respect, boundaries, and the true meaning of love. Meanwhile, Emma found solace in her family's support, healing from the experience and growing stronger in her understanding of what healthy relationships should look like. She realized that any form of love that demands the sacrifice of one's dignity or the respect of loved ones is not love at all. Kevin's attempt to hold on to Emma by any means necessary backfired, teaching him a hard lesson about love, respect, and the consequences of possessiveness. Emma's decision to end the relationship was her form of revenge, not out of spite, but as a stand for her self-worth and the respect deserved by her family. Through this ordeal, both Kevin and Emma learned valuable lessons about love, respect, and the boundaries that should never be crossed. Another story is of Max, who was a man with a complex personality, one that often puzzled those around him. At times, he was charming and kind, making friends easily and winning over colleagues with his charisma. But without warning, Max could flip, becoming cold, dismissive, and even cruel. This unpredictable nature made relationships difficult, both personally and professionally. One day, Max's dual personality led him into a troubling situation with a coworker named Lucy. Lucy was a dedicated and hardworking employee, known for her positive attitude and willingness to help others. Initially, Max and Lucy got along well, working on several projects together successfully. However, Max's darker side soon emerged. He began taking credit for Lucy's work, belittling her efforts in front of their team, and dismissing her contributions. Lucy, feeling undervalued and betrayed, first tried to address the issue directly with Max, hoping for an understanding or an apology. But Max, unable to recognize his fault due to his dual personality, dismissed her concerns, claiming she was overreacting. Unbeknownst to Max, Lucy was not one to be underestimated. She meticulously began documenting instances of Max's behavior, gathering emails, project reports, and witness statements from other coworkers who had noticed his unfair treatment. Armed with evidence, Lucy approached their manager, presenting her case with clarity and professionalism. The manager was shocked by the revelations and immediately initiated a thorough investigation, which only confirmed Lucy's claims. As a result, Max faced serious repercussions. He was stripped of his leadership roles on key projects and placed on a performance improvement plan. Furthermore, the company mandated that he attend workshops on professional behavior and teamwork as a condition for his continued employment. Meanwhile, Lucy received the recognition she deserved for her work, along with an apology from the company for not noticing the issue sooner. Her colleagues rallied around her, offering support and admiration for her courage in standing up for herself. Max, faced with the consequences of his actions, underwent a period of self-reflection. The experience of losing his professional standing and the respect of his peers forced him to confront his dual personality. For the first time, he sought help, engaging in therapy to understand and manage his behavior. The story of Max and Lucy spread within the company, serving as a powerful lesson on the importance of respect, accountability, and the courage to stand up against unfair treatment. Max's journey from a man with an uncontrolled dual personality to someone actively working to better himself was a long and challenging road. It was a path marked by loss, but also by the possibility of redemption and personal growth. Lucy, through her strength and determination, not only protected her own dignity but also changed the workplace culture, making it a more just and respectful environment for everyone. Max's experience of revenge, brought upon by his own actions, became a turning point, teaching him the hard way that respect and integrity are paramount in both personal and professional life. In the next story, there was a young girl named Annie. She was known for her kind heart and radiant spirit, often found wandering in nature, seeking inspiration for her art. One fateful night, seeking solace beneath her favorite ancient tree, Annie encountered an unforeseen horror. 10 heedless youths from the neighboring village of Oma, notorious for their recklessness, stumbled upon her. In a senseless act of cruelty, they assaulted her, leaving her bruised and broken beneath the moonlit sky. Annie's cries for help dissolved into the night, unanswered. Annie, though shattered, survived. She made her way back to her home at dawn, her spirit dimmed. Her parents, upon seeing their only child in such a state, were stricken with a profound grief and an unquenchable thirst for justice. They vowed that those responsible would face the consequences of their heinous actions. Her father, a skilled blacksmith known for his craftsmanship, and her mother, a wise herbalist with knowledge of the forest's secrets, devised a plan not of brute force, but of cunning and strategy. They knew that direct confrontation with the youths or seeking help from the authorities of Oma, who often turned a blind eye to the misdemeanors of their people, would be futile. First, they turned to the art of persuasion. Annie's father crafted 10 exquisite swords, each a masterpiece of metallurgy, imbued with intricate designs and unparalleled sharpness. Meanwhile, her mother prepared a potent concoction, a blend of herbs that induced deep reflection and remorse in those who ingested it. Under the guise of seeking reconciliation, Annie's parents visited Oma, presenting the swords to the youths as gifts of peace. Overwhelmed by the beauty and value of the swords, the youths accepted them without suspicion. That night, as instructed, they celebrated their newfound treasures with a feast, during which Annie's mother's concoction was subtly mixed into their drink. As the potion took effect, the youths were plunged into a state of vivid introspection. They began to see and feel the depth of their cruelty, experiencing the pain and terror they had inflicted upon Annie as if it were their own. The remorse was overwhelming, and one by one, they came forward, confessing their deeds to the elders of Oma and pleading for a chance to atone. The news of their confession and the mysterious circumstances that led to their change of heart spread like wildfire, reaching Eldoria by dawn. Annie, who had been kept informed of her parents' plans, found in her heart a path to forgiveness, seeing their remorse as genuine. Annie's parents had not sought revenge in the traditional sense, but had exacted a far more profound form of justice. They had transformed the hearts of those who had wronged their daughter, turning them from heedless youths into advocates for kindness and repentance. The 10 swords, now symbols of the transformation and the power of forgiveness, were returned to Eldoria, where they were displayed in the village square, a reminder of the night justice was served not with vengeance, but with wisdom and compassion. Annie's story and the remarkable deed of her parents became a legend in Eldoria and beyond, a tale of how even in the darkest of times, light could be found, not through retribution, but through the strength of the human spirit to overcome evil with good.